Yeah, so this is Jasmine. So we've fallen at the
Yeah.
bottom of the formation, so we're just waiting for the retest now. But let's just say we want to set our limit order just at the bottom of this trend line. First, we must look to see if we have a level of support and resistance that was previously broken. So we've got something here. If we just stick that like that, we just move that up a little bit like that. So it might not wick up to this trend line. It might just start to melt down from where it is now. And you're probably asking, oh yeah, where should I enter? What, should I short from here or should I short from the trend line? Um, with something like this, I normally break it down. It's to break my margin down in half. So I'll limit.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll market order there, and I'll set a limit order up at the trend line just in case it wicks up. So, but if we just drop another time frame, we'll
Uh,
just see
so
if we
you'll
go on.
so you'll do two, will ya?
Yeah, I'll do two. Um, and I'll drop down some time frames as well just to see if there's an order block kicking around in here. When got one just here. You see this like doji candle there?
Yeah.
So chances are we could probably wick up into that and then drop back down. So that's good.
Yeah.
We've got the trend line and we've got an order block there that we could possibly wick up to and drop back down. So that's a stronger entry for me. So I probably wouldn't enter here. I'll just set a limit or set an alert for somewhere for like up here. And if it triggers my alert, then I'll come back and have a look at the chart and just see what's going on. If I want to market order in, maybe I will. But the overall trend is bearish. So
Yeah, it is.
probability shows us that we are going to continue to go down. So that's one I'm going to keep an eye on when it's
How's
ready.
Bitcoin
Oh,
looking?
yeah. Let's go over to BTC because BTC has been really easy to trade recently. So this is the BTC US dollar chart. I'll just break this
Yeah.
down quickly.
You been in any trades over the weekend or?
No, no. I've been obviously watching BTC and what it's been doing.
Yeah, I haven't been any either.
But this range has been quite nice to trade though. I've been trading it since Thursday or Friday. So if we look over
Yeah.
to the left, we've had this. We broke
Huge
through
drop. Yeah.
support here, and we retested it last weekend, and then we just kind of melted away. We didn't get no liquidity grab or anything like that, which is typically what
Yeah.
BTC likes to do on a Sunday. And then we
Yeah.
just melted back down to 60K support, bounced from there. But when it dropped, it created this 2 hour order block here, which has been respected a few times. And then within the range, we had where was that trade we had? So we go down to the 30 minutes. Yeah. So this was the trade we took on Friday. So we bounced from 60K. We started to recover and started to head back up. And
Yeah.
we had a wick projection into this order block. And then we had
Yeah.
another wick into this order block. But this wick took out the previous one. And then we retraced quite aggressively.
Yeah.
And we broke obviously structure there. So we're creating higher highs, higher lows, and just respecting this trend line there. And
Yeah.
that was eventually broken. So if we just look at this bottom, this swing low here, draw that across.
Yeah.
So there's your structure break, yeah. We carried on down,
Yeah.
and then eventually we limit ordered up here, which is where see this little doji sort of candle there on the 30 minute.
Yeah. That's a sign that it's a reversal.
Well, there's your order
Well,
block
one
there.
sign. Yeah.
There's your order block there. So when you get a drop in the market and you get a pause and you get a candle like this, and then you get a further continuation, that creates an order block because what's going on in this candle is a tug of war between buyers and sellers. Right. So
Yeah.
people trying to go long, people trying to go short, and eventually the short traders won the toss of the coin. So there's going to be orders sat in that block that have been missed. So
Yeah.
price likes to mitigate back to these blocks in order to fill them orders to continue its
Yeah. Okay. So
to continue its run.
so if you were going to say, for example, when it comes back down to like this point here where the just that first where its prices hit down to support, then when it goes up, that's where you have that order block.
What, this
Where
one
you
here?
see that order block there, yeah. So that's where you'd be like, all right, well, um, that's that'd be where most likely it's going to hit, and then you'd trade it back down.
Yeah, but what we have to have, we have to have a previous high taken out. It has to be at a crucial fib level at 61.8. And then
Yeah,
we have to break market structure. Yeah, we have to come way back inside, break market structure fully, and then you find the order block, then you get the pullback into it, and then the drop.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah. So if I go to, let's go back onto this chart. Yeah, you see. So from last weekend's high to the final bounce of support at 60K, we got the 61.8 area. And what does it line up with? A nice order block there to the left.
yeah,
So there you are. You've got your model. You're starting to develop your model, your sell model. Then, so you plot them in your chart. That's a 618. You know that's an order block. Then you just wait for price to come back up to it. Set an alert so you can come back to the chart and analyze it again. So you've had the first rejection, which just shows you this order block is valid. And then you have your second rejection, but it takes out this first one, and
yeah,
then drop down a couple of time frames until you see the market structure break, the order block form, and then if we
yeah,
ran our fibs up that, we'd probably find that is a nice fib level as well. There you go, 61.8 on the dot.
yep,
So
sure is.
so you want to, this is your step one. After the drop, great. You start to have the bounce, you have the bounce, you start to have the pullback. Fib it up, top to bottom, fib it up. 60, are you at the 61.8? Have you had, is there an order book to the left at the 61.8 or around that area? Has there been a wick projection into that block? And then now has there been a second wick projection into that block? After that, have you retraced back in and broke market structure? Is there another order block created on a lower time frame? Fib it up, 618, there's your entry. I've done this 4 times over the last few days. Well, since probably Wednesday, I think, because I'll go over StoreJ in a second because that was another one. All right, so now you've got that order block, which has obviously been filled. So this one eventually just busted through it. So we can ignore this one now. Forget that one. It's been filled, like fully filled as well. It's gone to the top of the candle. And now we just start to move on and follow price and carry on as it goes, as it starts to trade over. But also another thing I noticed as well is that my target was 60,600 for an exit. Um, after we completed this fifth leg of the Elliott wave. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so after this wave, this leg had occurred, I exited my trade. But then it started to bounce back up. So I'm thinking, okay, is there another order block down here that I've missed? And there was one that I'd missed on the 30-minute time frame. So we look over to the left. What have you got here? Like a doji candle, yeah? A candle
Yeah,
where sellers and buyers are fighting. So if we mark off top and the bottom and drag that across, and you can tell this order book valid as well because you had a previous wick into it before, you see?
yeah,
There's your doji candle, you draw it across, you add the wick into it and the push off, so that would have been another trade from earlier on. So we carry on, draw this across, and there you go, it's wicked into it again and rejected. And this also corresponds with the ABC correction. So you've had
do
your
you?
fifth leg of the early wave and you get your ABC correction. Am I going too fast?
No, no, you're right, mate.
You can, well, it's recorded anyway. Slow down. And then there was the ABC correction, yeah? I'll zoom out again. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour chart. Right, so price came up, wicked back into that 2-hour order block again and rejected. So this is quite a strong sell area when price comes back up to it. So wicked into it once, rejected strongly, wicked into it again, rejected, and then we broke market structure on this time round. So from this swing low over to there, you see a broke structure there,
Yeah.
and then you've got another order block just sat above here. So you've got a drop in the market, a pause, and that's your pause candle, and then the continuation. So drop, pause, drop. They're in the elevate back office, these videos, like these type of candle
Yep.
formations. Drop base, drops, rally base, rallies. You know what they are. So that's another order block there. There's your wick projections into it, back down, and then into this order block here, which is a 2-hour, sorry, 1-hour order block there. So there's your doji there, you see. You got your push,
Yep.
your pause, your push. Mark your from the wick, the top of the wick, bottom of the wick, drag your zone across. There's your rejection there, and you push up. But we kept this order block zone drawn across our chart, and eventually price is now coming back to it to fill it. Yeah. Now
Yep.
this zone is like the less likely one that I would have shorted from. Although it is being respected, there's still a chance it could push through and still tap into this 2-hour order block, because with all these rejections over here to the left, all of the liquidity that's building up above this zone,
Yep.
price is going to be more likely to go up there to take that liquidity. So I would love to see price break through this order block, come up here, and then come back into this zone again, then back into an order block. Let's just say there was an order block here, like that, then into an order block, and then trade that back down. That would be
So
that'd be a beautiful setup to form for me.
and then that'll be 2 trades you've done in pretty much pretty much the same
Yeah,
time.
I mean, you could have taken this trade. It's a riskier trade because we're looking for the bigger trade here, the bigger play.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could have taken this. You could have taken profits quick. You could set your stop loss at break even and just see where it goes and let it run. If it stops you at a break even, you haven't lost any money. If it goes in your favor, that's great. It's just up to you whether you want to take that risk, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you do, try and make it risk free. You should try that with most of your trades anyway. Like most of mine now, once I'm in the trade and it goes sort of 20-30% in my favor, I'd probably close a bit of it off, and then go break even and let the trade carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go over. So that's BTC for me at the minute. Okay. So we've got the 2-hour order block there. If we go to 2-hour chart. So we've got the 2-hour order block at 62 from 62.5 down to 62. Yeah. So I'm going to keep drawing that across so long as that keeps being respected every time price comes up to it. And ultimately, we are waiting to see if the horseshoe pattern is going to be completed. After we've had a steep drop like that, we get the horseshoe, don't we? We get the bounce, and then we get the
Yeah.
bounce there back to support. So that is ultimately what I'm looking for. But it would be really nice if we came up to this order block here, faked out above it, then drop down into another order block, and then there's your entry and short that right back down to the bottom. That'd be the juicy trade. Because you have to think that big institutions and banks and things like that, they're looking for the bigger play, the bigger trade. Okay. So another thing that we've seen just here as well is this move here would have had, a lot of retail traders thinking, okay, we're going down, let's jump in a short. We've had a drop. We're gonna do the little horseshoe. Let's all jump in and short. But the bigger players know there's an order block sat there. They know that this is the bigger trade to take. or even this one here. So they're not interested in shorting this little bit down to the bottom. They want the big trades.
Nah,
Yeah, so if you find the
you're
order
waiting
block,
for the trade to come to you.
yeah, so if
Yeah.
you find the order blocks and you find, where the liquidity is, that's where they want to take their trades from. This little move here is just an inducement. It's just just to tempt retail traders into opening positions. That's all that is. Another
So
thing that
that's what
I
we're waiting for at the moment. So there's not
yeah,
too
just
much
waiting.
happening.
Yeah, I want to see
Yeah.
what happens. What happens here if we break through, and then we start
Yeah.
rejecting from this order block? Then it's going to catch my attention, and I'm going to look for the fake
I
out,
feel like
taking out these highs.
all the juicy stuff happens when I'm asleep, I feel.
All you guys, I'll see you in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, all you guys. I'm not away from my computer most of the time. All you guys are killing it. So most of the time I'm trying to chart on my phone. I've all my
Yeah.
alerts going off throughout the day. It's all right. So yeah, that's BTC for me at the minute. Got it broken down quite well, to be fair. Because I do think that we will come back down to this level of 59.5. And we've obviously got this order block here as well. So if we come back down to there and we wick through that order block, we come back up and close. I'm looking to take the long, I think. You had the drop, bounce, close above the order block, double bottom, probably take the long back up. But
Yeah.
we'll see. So that's my BTC chart at the minute. So let's go over Storj. This one we took during the week. Okay, right.
Give me a second.
No, all good, all good.
Give me a second.
Right. So we've got this. So we had this drop to the left. We had a slight pullback, and then we had this swing high there, and a lot of traders were taking that short back down. So there's a lot of liquidity resting above this high, this small high here. So if we draw that across, if we go to, we'll leave it like that for a second. Right, so we'll fib that whole move, yeah. So we've had the drop there, we've had a little bit of a pullback here, and we've had a continuation down. So we fib the whole move, and we've got the 61.8 here.
Yep.
So there's your 61.8 dropped, plotted on the chart. There's your high from that previous swing high there. So we start to have this pullback. We take out this high here, and then we retrace back inside underneath. So if I drop down to the 30-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, sorry. Right, so I dropped down to the 30, didn't see an order block, dropped down to the 15, found an order block, and that's the lowest I'll go. I won't go much lower than 15. So there's our order block there on the 15-minute time frame. So if we plot a zone across there, top to bottom, drag it across.
Okay, so you just keep going through time frames before you see an order block, pretty much.
Yeah, so once I see that we've taken out, so say if we've got with prices pulling up to resistance and it wicks above resistance and the candle retraces back underneath and closes and breaks market structure. It's important it has to break market structure. Then I'll look for an order block within that leg down that broke market structure. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's your order block there, and then that's where we set the limit order just in here back last week. And it took a while to play out this trade, to be fair, because it was messing us around, bouncing up and down between this little range. And then eventually we had this last push up there before we dropped down. We shorted that back down to, yeah, we shorted that back down to this area here. So that was a nice trade. Storage here. So you got fib level from high to low, 61.8. If we drag this over, let's just have a look. There might be. Yeah, this is another thing I found as well. So we had this strong bounce here, didn't we? With this double bottom push up. So if I draw that across, let's put that there for a second. Yeah, okay. So you see here, this level acted as resistance, acted as support here, acted as support there, resistance there, support there, double bounce, this move here. If we go back across. Yeah, so we've got this level of support and resistance there from previous price action. So yeah. So once we broke through that and we started to retrace back under, found order block in there on the 15-minute time frame. And then there was your final rejection from resistance there. Drop back down. So that's it. That's pretty much the sell model I've been using recently. I tell you what I'll do. I'm just gonna pull this up because I've made a template for it. I'll just send it to myself and pull it up.
Oh,
Right.
yep.
This here is your template. Yes, I'm gonna put this into the Discord after this. So this was the storage aid. This was the template for the storage aid trade. So we had the drop there, we had the pullback. So we had the drop there, we had the pullback. And then once we dropped there and then we started to recover back up to resistance. We then had the sweep above liquidity, 61.8, which is what we had there.
Yep.
Take out that liquidity, resistance, 61.8, trace back in, order block in that leg there, which
Yep.
was this one. And then there was your entry there, back down, yeah. And the same principle as the BTC setup. It's you've had the steep drop, so you're just waiting for the horseshoe play out. Yeah, you've had the drop, and we're just waiting for the big horseshoe to play out. And then to short that back down to take that there.
Yep.
And that's it.
And then you'll be looking for a long. Well,
Yeah, possibly
hopefully.
looking for a long, yeah. So if you look at Storage A now, it's actually rejecting that order block where it is at the minute, you see? So you had
Yep.
the drop, the pause, the drop. You draw that zone across.
Oh, yeah, because that's new market structure, isn't it? Yep.
So that is what time frame is this? So 2 hour. OB.
Oh, yeah, because that's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, see, and then
Past.
so there's your 2 hour order block. Currently wicking into it and rejecting. Okay, that's great. Has it broken support? Yes, it has. So if we draw a zone just under here, you see that?
Yep.
Support, Support all through here. Resistance here.
Yep.
Broken. Wicking into the order block. Now, I wouldn't be in a rush to just jump into it just yet. We'll just have to see what happens. But you could take this short back down to this low here.
Yeah.
Wait for this price to roll over just to do that.
Yeah.
That's actually quite a nice trade.
That is a nice trade. What's
But
how much is that?
it's not. Let me just see where it is. It's only 38.2. There is another order book just above here, which is actually a nicer one. Can you see it?
Yep, which is just that doji there.
That one there, yeah? That's another one.
Yeah.
So if we were to wick into this one. And then
Sweet.
we'll
So
fib that
probably
out.
just
Yeah, okay. It's not not quite 618, but it is a better trade, that one. So if we wick up into that, start to retrace and close underneath, short that back down.
so would it maybe go all the way up to 61 and then down and then
No, I think
then
it probably would just come up to there and just touch it.
Yeah.
And then the candle would start to retrace and just drop that back down. So there's a potential setup there. That's actually quite a nice one, that is. I'll be
That is
keeping an eye
nice.
on that. Or you could do like the same sort of thing I explained with Jasmine. You could market order in with half your position and then maybe put a limit order just at the bottom of that block and stop loss up here. So let's just say you market ordered in there. Your stop loss would be just above this order block here. Let's get rid of that. And then you had, say, a limit order just tucked underneath there like that. So your average entry would be 50% between your market entry and your limit order. So you'd actually get a better entry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're halving the risk and doubling the chances. So then you can take that back down and short that back down to the previous bottoms. That's a nice trade, days.
So we'll just have to wait what Bitcoin's doing though.
Yeah. Yeah, at the moment it's just testing resistance, isn't it? If Bitcoin all of a sudden starts to pump, it's going to pull this coin up. But if Bitcoin pumps and wicks into the 2-hour order block, starts rejecting, it's going to pull this one up into that 2-hour order block. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just wait, see what BTC does. And then go from there.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's forming like a little flag underneath, isn't it? So, but all right, guys, I've got to run. But yeah, thanks for jumping on the call. If you got any questions, just drop them into the chat, yeah, and I'll get back to you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
did you sort of grasp that sort of, yeah, I'll do
Yeah, I
another
did.
call
I did
soon.
grasp the obs. Yeah, so I'm new to
Yeah,
obs too. So
I'll do another call soon as well. And obviously
yeah,
just get into the charts and get used to finding the order blocks. So start on
yeah,
the
awesome.
I find them on the two. I like the 2-hour time frame, so 2-hour and 1 hour. So find your support and
Yeah,
resistance. Find your support and resistance on the daily 4-hour. Then look for order blocks on the 2-hour and the 1 hour.
yeah,
Is it pulling back up to the order block? Is the 61.8 there? Is resistance there? Is the overall trend bearish? Am I shorting? Is the overall trend bullish? Am I longing? Just ask yourself them questions, and then eventually you'll get to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, and then you find, right, I can enter now. I've got all these confirmations. Let's go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome, man.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
joining. I'll see you soon, yeah?
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.